Hey guys, I don't know. Okay, so we look good on this, right? On this one, we look good. But I look blue on my other one. Trying to figure out to change that. Guess just turn that off. Okay, never mind. We're good. I figured it out. Is it just because I have my hair up? Does it just not like me because I put my hair up? I don't know. We'll figure it out. I just wanted to give it a... And then, of course, there's the cat. I forgot he was right there. He's just staring at me. Hey, Eric. Hey, No Name, Yoshi, Teacup, Joey, Eddie. Joey, it's good to see you in the live every day being a contrarian. It's fun. Hello. Thing, open up for me, please. Thank you. Boom. On. Activate. I didn't have Twitch open yet, so before I start up the other side, there we go. We have Cabin, Laney, Blank, Phantom. Hello, everybody. Somebody's already left. Observing, hello. Out of everybody that I just listed, somebody is already left. Never mind. Or just updated. I don't know. We trying over here, guys. We trying. All right. I'm not, like, perfect. So, you know, there's that. There is that. All right. Let me get the other one. Oh, and just to be clear, Joey, I say that with appreciation. I'm not being sarcastic. It is fun that you're in here being a contrarian. Hey, Zodiac. How we doing? How we doing? Listen. Hey, BMC. Okay. So the fun part is, you know, after tomorrow, I'll be able to set this to 0. Because right now it says... Or I'll be able to set this to 1, right? Because I won't be on Friday, right? So this will be able to be 1 on Friday. Okay? I just want to point that out to y'all. No, I enjoy contrarians. Hey, Bishop. The thing about truth is that it exists outside of belief, even if no one believes it. That thing is still true. Ain't that the truth? Freaking hey. Why is somebody putting a... What? Weird. Okay, let's get the TikTok streets started. What's up, Teacup? Why we doing a cry face? Teacup, why can't I... Hold on. Oh, there it is. I don't know. Well, happy birthday, Lindy. Happy birthday. Oh, hey, Princess Punk. Walosi. Heated. Hello. First time viewer. Okay. It can't be real that that's like... I don't know. Trying to get TikTok warming up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like the dumpster fire. There's another one. Here we go. Oop. It's really hard to get this where it needs to be. Connection issue. In a second, maybe I will. Lima, I might. I don't know. What happened, Walosi? Partners. Oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry to see that. Why is TikTok being dumb? I'm gonna pop that up here, I guess. I see that. Okay, well, we'll just do a thing, and TikTok wants to be that stupid. We'll just uninstall. Not a problem. And then reinstall it entirely. This is why TikTok will eventually just not be a thing anymore. Uninstall. Yes, T-Ray. He's lying a lot. All right. Remove. Cool. TikTok Studio. What the hell is going on? Oh, that's awesome that we share a birthday. Reload. Dang, yeah, that's running great. Mm-hmm. In New York, I don't know. I'm not in New York. Oh, that'd be interesting to see, Alex. Ryu, I said that. Okay, Ryu. Okay, I'm gonna put this up. Ryu, I said that. I literally said that today. I literally said that today in my server. I was like, you know what? We should just do it. Well, not necessarily shelter, but I was like, turn it into a giant cafeteria to feed the houseless, the homeless, feed children, like, you know, things like that. I literally said that today. Download for Windows. Hello. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Neither am I. Oh yeah, I mean I have no idea about any protest this weekend. I know that there is maybe another protest coming up next month for something. I'm not really sure what. I saw it and didn't dig into it. November 5th is the biggest protest in DC. Okay. What are they what's the protest for? Refuse fascism. Okay. Gotcha. Cannot Okay. Well, that's all right. Summer, lay down. I don't care where you lay down, but lay down. Just for that, lay down. Okay. All right. I wouldn't say to be scared of going to a protest. I think you certainly should feel like it. Hold on. Well, TikTok's just going to have to go on a delay. We're just going to keep going on here. All right, we'll just go ahead and get this going. I'm not used to not running on TikTok, but that's okay. They're expecting us to comply in advance. Yeah, no, I get that. Totally get that. Does Cat look angry to anybody else, or is it just me? Did I click that? I don't need that on right now. I'll just keep trying to run this. Okay. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
I'm here, yeah.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 28, and I've been waiting for you to get home all day. I'm in love with you, okay? I looked it up. You know, I'm a Taurus. I think we have high compatibility, and you stream, I stream. I was wondering maybe we can have a video date.
No, I'm taken.
Oh, okay. I mean, I respect that, but I've been telling everybody, and I've been waiting to speak with you. So, all right. I mean, okay.
All right, dude. Well, have a good Wednesday. Happy hump day.
All right. I love you.
Good luck. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hey.
Hey, how old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
20. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Somewhat.
Okay, what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
Well, I will say, what is principally wrong with deporting illegal migrants? That seems to be getting a lot of criticism from the left. How is that a bad policy?
I'm sorry. How is that an answer to my question?
I can't really hear you. Sorry. What did you ask again?
Oh, I said, what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
Probably a support of Israel.
Okay, totally fair. And so what are so I guess I'll just say this. So it's not that deportations themselves is wrong. It's the way that it's being conducted right now. right? So can you tell me 3 lies that you know Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated into office? Hey, Paul.
Yes. He said that he would end the Ukraine war
Nah, that was
pretty much
a campaign
immediately.
promise. That wasn't anything he's flouted since he got into office.
Okay, he said he would release the Epstein list.
Again, a half campaign promise that he didn't say since he got into office.
Okay. What about the wall? Do you accept that?
What about the wall? That would have been what, his first campaign? Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
I'm just wondering.
Yeah,
So if
well, I'm
you're trying to
talking about
you're trying to ask me like what has he lied about?
since this term, within this term, what has he lied about?
Okay. I guess I couldn't really tell you.
That's weird.
Well, you said you had an issue with how the deportations were being conducted. Like what is exactly wrong with all these ICE raids? I see people lobbing heavy criticism towards them, but I don't really see a problem with them at all.
Oh, so I don't think it's okay for there to be as many instances as we are hearing about of ICE. They have one instance of ICE actually breaking into a woman's home while she was actively in the shower, and they forced her to get dressed in front of them. And mind you, she was a U.S. citizen. They were looking for her boyfriend, right? And then they took her in and detained her, even though she proved that she was a U.S. citizen prior to them picking her up and detaining her and taking her out of her house, right? And then they came back like 2 weeks later to again harass her about her boyfriend, right? To try to track him down. We have another instance of ICE officers trying to detain a 15-year-old girl and who wasn't even resisting arrest in any way, shape, or form or the detention, but put their knee on her neck.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't hear about things like that happening under the Biden administration, even under Trump's first term. They weren't conducting business in that way, all right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem.
Although I do believe that Obama did deport just as many, if not more.
Yeah, Obama is
illegal
known as
migrants.
the person that has deported the most immigrants out of this country. That is true. No one denies that. And he was also sued multiple times by the ACLU and other immigration institutions within the United States, advocates.
Yeah, those cases are that's like you mentioned 2 cases out of presumably thousands of
One is too many.
deep.
If you don't understand how one is not too many, that's a you problem.
Perhaps, but I think that there's been
Then those
the
are just two that I
greater
was thinking of offhand. There's another instance where they detained a woman in the middle of the street and they were trying to drag her into a building. In the process of doing that, the ICE officers were actively stripping her of her clothing, and it wasn't until like people were telling them to stop, right? Like there was a video of a woman recording it. She's yelling at them to stop, and they keep doing it. And it's not until she says stop undressing her, that sexual assault, that they actually stop. We have another instance of them dragging a 9-month-old pregnant woman through a parking lot in order to put her in a van.
Okay.
We have another, like several instances of them dragging people out of their cars, not even like actually asking for their papers, and then basically tackling them to the hard ground to arrest them. And these people are not resisting. Again,
Right,
like
and you
I
think
just
that
named 2,
you
and then
think
I was
that
like,
that's
there's so many
directly
more.
you think these individual cases of ICE doing these things
It's not individual.
is
There are
directly
thousands of them, sir.
Yeah, there's thousands of arrests, but
No, there
you
are
mean these
thousands of
instances?
these instances. I'm just giving
Okay.
you a handful.
Gotcha. It just seems to me
That's true,
that
Lucy.
obviously it's bad, right, to do stuff like that, but it's also bad to let 9 million illegal migrants, undocumented people into the country, which is what the Biden administration
Oh,
did.
how'd
They
they do
basically had
that?
a
And where can I
wide
find
open
evidence
border.
of that?
I mean, look it up.
Where can I
I
find
might not be
evidence of
correct
that?
on the exact figure.
Where can I find
So you're
evidence
telling
of
me
that?
you're telling me there wasn't an open border
No,
during the
sir.
Biden administration, de
Mm-mm.
facto open border?
Nope.
Well, I feel like that is one of the reasons why Donald Trump got elected in the first place, was because
Actually,
everyone saw the
I just want
border.
to help you out with something that the number one reason that was known for why, like on exit polling, showed that it was the economy and the price of goods at the store. It had nothing to do
Okay.
with
Would you say immigration would be second, third, fourth reason
I think
why
it
he
was
was
the
elected?
third. But either way,
The
I'm just
third?
saying it wasn't the top.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, but I think with his base of supporters, not the 20% who vote independent either way, I think immigration was a big issue in the campaign, and I think that Biden failed to secure our borders, and as a result,
Under what evidence do
it
you have
galvanized.
that? Again, like
Well,
I don't like just
I can't
people
give you
making
right off the top of my
claims.
head. I can't
Oh.
give you right off the top of my head, but
Hmm.
I think that honestly, I mean, it was a huge issue during 2020 through 24, the wide open
No, they
border,
just made it a
and
huge
immigration as
issue
a
when they
whole.
lied about what the issue was.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, as far as
Just as
what
far
I've
as
known,
you're concerned, okay. So no evidence, got it.
well, I mean, I could give you evidence. I'm sure if I took, the 15 seconds to research it, to give you the exact numbers, but there is a general
I
consensus
mean, I
that the
would love
border
for
was
you to
wide open
tell
during
me.
Biden.
No, that was just your misinformed consensus. And in people who refuse to look at it and then don't know the difference between a crossing and an encounter, because I would love for you to point out to me on either DHS.gov, ICE.gov, or CBP.gov, where we keep track of crossings into the United States.
All right, let me ask you this. Do you think that border crossings under Biden are lower or higher than they are under Trump?
Oh, see, that's where I'm asking you to give me where it's at, where I can find that statistical data on DHS, IC, or CBP.gov.
Okay. Well, perhaps it's my my political bubble, but I've just sort of had this idea in my head that
Mm-hmm.
border crossings were very high under Biden, and there were a lot of illegal migrants. Perhaps that's my own media bubble bias, but I
Oh,
think that
it definitely is.
I also think that I've seen this not necessarily empirically, but throughout my own life, I have seen an increase of people who don't even speak English. They came to America 6 months ago, so it perhaps might
Oh, so
be
you're saying that you see people, you've talked to
it's
everybody that
anecdotal.
doesn't
I
speak.
will say
It,
part of my
so you've gone up to
anecdotal
people
experience.
that don't speak English and you've specifically asked them, hey, what language are you speaking? What country do you hail from? And then where are your papers? And they just give you answers? They just tell you?
No, I mean it's anecdotal, but I think it's reflecting
Yeah, why don't
what
we
I've
accept
seen.
anecdotal stories, sir?
Well, you just gave me anecdotal stories about individual ICE
Oh, no, these
agents
aren't
doing
anecdotal stories. These are
wrongdoing.
documented incidents, sir. See, that's the difference. Your anecdotal story is not documented. These are documented incidents that's been documented by more than one person, uploaded to the internet, and then the individuals that it's happened to, if we're able to find them, investigative journalists have gone out and interviewed them and published them, right? These aren't just anecdotal stories when it's physically proven by multiple accounts on where we can find it. Do you see how that
Right.
works? Like your accounts of all of these people speaking another language, and you just assume that they just got here 6 months ago. Again, unless you've gone up and physically talked to every single individual, there is no way that you know where they're from.
Right. Well, this is
And this is also assuming that, they would even tell you where they're from.
right. So I have a problem with that. That would be the main thing still attaching me to Donald Trump is the immigration policy. Now, whether he's being effective, like I said, I've admitted that Obama has deported more that is to be under question, and he's been in office for 1 year. But it might sound cold, but I think that these ICE agents, it's not good that people are being harassed, as you say, and if they are committing a crime, then I think that the ICE agents should be, held to some sort of scrutiny. But
Oh yeah, they did
I have
one.
no
They
issue
did
with the
one,
raids.
right?
I think the raids are good.
I'm sure
I think
you
the raids are
do. Yeah, I'm sure you
good.
do. Yeah.
Right.
See,
I
there was
mean,
one
right.
incident of where at a courthouse, right? It was at a courthouse, which courthouse have their own cameras, right? Courthouses have their own cameras.
Sure.
Yeah. So there was at a courthouse, and they were they were detaining a woman's husband or her significant other. And in the process of that, an ICE officer literally pushed the woman to the ground, right? And they had this on camera, and it was reported all the way up, right, to the highest level of command. And they suspended the guy for less than 24 hours while they investigated it, and then they reinstated him.
Right.
Yeah. And again, this is all stuff that was reported on by DHS themselves in this case.
Okay.
So.
All right. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So your basically your argument is
they don't care.
Do you support deportations as like a concept?
Again, I said that I support deportations as long as they're done in an ethical manner. Also, as long as they are done and the immigrants have the right to claim submit a writ of habeas corpus, or the right to due process if they're being accused of a crime. Because we are a country of laws, last time I checked. So.
Correct. It's funny that you mentioned habeas corpus. This is just a complete detract from our conversation, but what do you think about the habeas corpus being suspended for the Capitol rioters? Were you up in arms about their individual rights to have a trial?
They all had their day in court. The fact
they were all
claim
some
that
of them
they
were
didn't
pardoned by Donald
have
Trump, and they
no, every single one of them literally had their day in court. I think people forget that during that time, like, I'm not saying that it's right, but during that time, our entire criminal judicial process was slowed down across the entire country because there was a global pandemic that was occurring, right? Because that's when January 6th.
In 2022, there was a global pandemic?
January 6, 2021 was when that occurred. Yes. Do you happen to know when the pandemic ended according to the United States Supreme Court? Because they're the ones that ended Title 42. They're the ones that ended the declaration of a national health emergency. Do you know when that was? And I don't expect you to know it.
I would assume late 2022 to early 2023.
May 11, 2023 to be exact.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So for 2 full years, our entire judicial system on the criminal side was slowed down. And we know that this is a fact that occurred throughout the entire country. This wasn't just about the January 6th individuals. It occurred everywhere throughout the entire country that our judicial process was slowed down. Okay. And so it wasn't just them. We had a backlog of cases to work through. And that's just kind of how it happened. Everybody was delayed.
All right.
Yeah.
I sort of think
they still had their right
the
to
reason
a trial.
Why.
I'm sure you don't think so. But
I don't
that's what
think
the facts
the pandemic was quite the reason why they were.
Oh, I'm sure.
A lot of these people were held without a trial.
Yeah, just more of your thoughts and feelings. I get it.
Well, I'm not exactly an empiricist. I don't think that we need to have experts in a lab coat determine what is right and what is wrong. I think we can observe our external world and.
Oh, okay. So what you're saying is that when we are looking at historical facts or significant data that we can find that would prove that this isn't a singularity incident, right? In this case of the January 6 rioters and your claim that they were denied their right to a due process or a trial, right? But we have this known fact that this occurred everywhere throughout the country, that we should just ignore it because you disagree with what it is as it is.
I'm just suspicious that the
You're
pandemic
just
is the reason why.
suspicious. Okay, so do you
Yeah.
just deny that it occurred, like that was going on at that time? Because it did.
No, because I've never heard anyone claim that the rioters or the protesters were not given a trial because
Well, it wasn't just
COVID. I
them.
thought,
It
from
was
my
because of
understanding, it was because
everyone.
of it was the special like insurrectionist whatever statute crime that they were allowed to hold them without a trial. That's
Nope.
from my understanding what it was.
Nope.
And that's
Again,
why they were all pardoned by Donald Trump.
nope. I thought, see, I
You
love
think
this
it was
one
because of
actually
COVID?
because this goes, yeah, no, I know it's because of COVID. Like, well, we'll just say, yeah, I think it's because of COVID because again, we saw that this was something that occurred throughout the entire country, that the right to a speedy trial, the Sixth Amendment was slowed down. The ability to claim a writ of habeas corpus was slowed down due to a global pandemic, a national health emergency within the United States of America. Right?
Okay.
But this does actually, I'm glad you brought that up because this brings me to something that Donald Trump has claimed. Do you believe that the January 6 rioters were Antifa? Or paid actors?
Were they Antifa?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, Donald Trump has made the claim that Antifa was a part of that crowd and they were the ones doing all of the damage. So they would have been the ones
I'm sure
that were
Antifa
arrested.
was there.
Oh, okay.
But they were his supporters.
Oh, they were his supporters?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now there were 100% federal agents in the crowd, right? And
oh, you mean
that
Donald
is
Trump's
more compelling
FBI?
than saying Antifa was there.
You mean Donald Trump's FBI was there? His appointed director instructed his federal agents to go out there to be a part of the
Well,
crowd?
I'm not sure about that, but whenever you have
I'm sorry.
major
Who was
instances of
president on January 6, 2021?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Okay. So we'll try this again. If there were FBI agents in the crowd, who had appointed the director of the FBI?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. So are you saying that Donald Trump, his FBI director, encouraged their own FBI agents to go be instigators in the crowd? Donald Trump's
No,
FBI?
I wouldn't say Donald Trump necessarily would even have a say in where the FBI or CIA or whatever intelligence agency. I just think that is what these national agencies do whenever there are major protests.
Oh, it's
They
just
will
what
sprinkle
they
FBI's. Yeah, well, I mean,
It's just
during
what they do. Okay.
George Floyd riots, there was definitely plainclothes federal agents during the riots. I mean, do you think that
Okay.
they were just going to have a gathering in the Capitol without any sort of agents, plainclothes police officers in the crowd? Like,
Interesting.
I think that's much more plausible than saying Antifa were the ones who walked into the Capitol.
Well, that's what Donald Trump said. So I guess where you would have to agree
Well,
that Donald
he's
Trump
wrong.
lied.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
would.
he's
I would.
wrong. So
Yeah,
that would be a
sure, he
lie.
lied, but it tried to.
Well, would you also say
tried
that
to.
his he was lying when he posted on his True Social saying that it was Joe Biden's FBI that placed people in the crowd? Because apparently he forgot that he was still president on January 6, 2021.
Well, I'm sure that that there might be more of a sprinkle of truth to that.
Oh, wait,
Because
I'm sorry.
when the
How
so do you
how
think that
did
when
Joe
Donald Trump,
Biden instruct the FBI that he wasn't over, right? Because that's an executive. It's a part of the falls under the executive branch of government, and at that time he wasn't anything. to the government at that time. He was just the president-elect, and in fact, his results hadn't even been certified yet. So how on earth did Joe Biden commit this huge conspiracy theory to, I don't know, work with FBI agents that he wasn't in control of? And mind you, I just want to remind everybody, Donald Trump specifically said, Joe Biden's FBI. Whose FBI was it at that time? Please remind me.
Donald Trump was
the
president at that time.
and
But
it
I will
was
say
his
when
appointee.
Donald Trump
Got it. Okay,
when
so
Donald Trump
Donald
appointed
Trump's
his
FBI.
I forgot who he appointed to FBI after James Comey. But do you think that when he does that, he instantly, every single FBI agent just immediately is on his side, and the whole apparatus?
I'm sorry. When was
Because
he
it seems to me they were
elected into
very
president? Sorry, when was he elected to the presidency? When was he inaugurated into
2016,
office?
2015,
Yeah, no. When was he?
2016,
No, he wasn't inaugurated into office 2016.
2015.
He wasn't inaugurated into
2017? Okay.
office 2015.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, like, the FBI has always been
Okay. I'll help you out.
antagonistic towards Donald Trump.
January 20th, okay, 2017, Donald Trump was inaugurated into office in his first term, okay? So,
Okay.
you're telling me that if it was the same FBI director for all 4 years, that somehow in 4 years' time, his influence hadn't sprinkled all the way into the FBI?
Right.
In 4 years.
Okay.
Absolutely impossible. I'm still waiting to figure out how it was Joe Biden's FBI.
Well, not necessarily Joe Biden himself, but I do think the FBI was antagonistic towards Trump.
Oh, okay. Yeah, totally antagonistic while it was under his
Yeah, I mean, they
his
tried to,
departmental
with the
control.
Mueller report, James Comey.
Yeah,
I mean-
James Comey, you can like blame that on, if you want, like you can blame that on Obama. Fine, whatever. You're not gonna hurt my feelings with that.
I'm not making the claim that Joe Biden had any influence on the FBI agents in January 6th, but
Well, no, you
I mean,
actually
are you denying
did.
that there were
You
federal
actually
agents in January
did.
6th?
You actually did endorse Donald Trump's claim about it being Joe Biden's FBI in the crowd. You endorsed that
Well, I
claim.
would like to retract that.
Cool.
It
So
definitely
can you
wasn't
say
Joe
that
Biden. Joe Biden had a.
wasn't
If I
in
said
office
that,
yet?
then I was mistaken.
Can you say that
If I said
Donald
that, then I
Trump
was
was
mistaken.
lying about January 6th on his Truth Social post when he put that up there?
I wouldn't necessarily call it a lie. If
Why?
he,
How is it
Because you would
not a
have to know.
lie?
Because lying is knowingly telling a mistruth.
No,
It's possible that he actually believed that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, so now it's not a lie. So what is it? Is an obfuscation?
yeah, you could call it that, or you could call him being wrong. But I feel like if for
Oh,
lying, you would have to knowingly tell a mistruth.
I'm sorry. Purposely telling a mistruth is no longer a lie. Got it.
No, I mean not purposely, but like
Oh,
unintentionally.
it's very purposely. I just want to remind everybody, okay? I honestly don't do the best I don't do the best in Trump impression, but we're going to go ahead and do this, okay? Okay. I love the poorly educated. Smart people don't like me.
The poorly educated. I feel like that whenever he said that, he's talking about the is like the working class, like sort of trade jobs, not necessarily like college educated people. I mean,
Oh yeah, because that
that?
sounds even better.
What's wrong with
Because that sounds even better. Yeah, that
do you
sounds
think
so
that-
good to
do
say
you think
it
that
that
people
way.
without a college degree are worse?
No, I don't
than
even
people
think
who
that they're
decide to-
poorly educated. I think people that choose to stay willfully ignorant and not research anything that is being said or comes out of Trump's mouth, I think those are what you could be considered the poorly educated because they stay willfully ignorant. But no, in general, I don't think that anybody that works a blue collar job is, quote, what did you say, like poorly educated? I don't think that. I don't
Or I
think
mean,
that.
just like
We need
just
blue collar
worse.
workers.
I think that if I like that, him saying that, in my opinion, is not him saying that I love people who I can manipulate.
Oh,
Whenever I hear him say that,
oh wait, did I say that?
I think about the trade workers, and
Wait, I like this. I like this. So he jumps to saying that I don't think that Donald Trump was saying that I like the poorly educated as people that I can manipulate, but that wasn't even anything I was trying to say, nor is it any words that came out of my mouth. So that kind of sounds like projection. Are you sure that's what you believe? Because I think you saying that
yeah.
is showing that that's actually what you believe he meant.
No, I mean, I think that is how people on the left interpret that.
Oh, that's how they interpret that. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've heard people bring that up to
Yeah,
say
but I
that, oh, look,
didn't.
he wants useful idiots or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Right, but you don't got to be concerned because I will not be voting this year or next year. I just wanted to call in to have a conversation. Really, just
Gotcha.
bored.
Yeah, sounds like
I'm
it.
not going to be, but I have always I always have had a support for Donald Trump mainly because of his policy on immigration. I don't really care about fiscal policy. I think bipartisan spending is bipartisan, and that we're going to keep
Mhm.
running up the deficit.
Mhm.
Mainly, I will support any candidate that goes hard on immigration because I feel like it is rapidly changing the fabric of the nation,
Oh, sure.
and I would like to put a stop to it. Mainly.
Go somewhere else then, bro. Immigration is literally
Well,
at
I
the
was
backbone
born
of our
here. These
country.
immigrants weren't born here. I was born here. These immigrants weren't born here. They're
What
trying
a
to come and
privilege. You know what's
they
awesome
don't really.
about, you know what I think is pretty awesome about immigrants that I actually, this is a quote from an immigrant and I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, you had the ability to be born in the United States and that's cool. Like no hate on that one for sure. But the idea is that we should actually give them a little bit of credit, like the individuals that come here with the intention to immigrate, because they ended up choosing to come to this country. You didn't have a choice in where you were born, but they made a conscious choice, a conscious effort to come to the United States of America, whereas you had zero choice in the matter. They have more, like typically in general, like, and especially when
So
they become
they're
citizens
more
of the United States, they've
they're more
actually made a
patriotic than I am,
physical, no, I
basically.
wasn't going to say that. They've made a physical
Yeah.
pledge to the Constitution when they become citizens. One thing that you have never done, you and I have never made a pledge unless you were sworn into an oath of office or you were a United States military member, you've never made a pledge to the Constitution of the United States. But individuals
Right.
that chose to immigrate into this country and become citizens have to take a pledge, swear on the Constitution in order to become
Well,
citizens of the
good
United
for
States
them,
of
I guess.
America. Something that you and I have never done.
I don't want to like get into my specifics, but for the
No, we're
record, I
good.
have. Well, I mean, good for
You
them.
swore an oath of office to uphold the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic?
I have.
Awesome. Congratulations. Part of
But that
that
doesn't
involves
make
Donald
me
Trump. I just
better
want to
than
help you
you.
out. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just
That doesn't
letting you
make me
know.
better
I'm
than you
not using
because
that
you
either.
haven't, and that doesn't make
Nor
that
did I
doesn't make
say.
it. That
I
doesn't
just
give.
want to be clear. I also never said that the immigrants are better than either one of us, right? I just said that they're equal. I just said that they made a conscious effort and we should give them some credit for making a conscious effort to choose to come to this country when they didn't have to, right? Now, what I will say to you though is if you did serve in the United States military and you've also taken up the oath of office to swear and to defend the United States Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, you need to look at President Trump and then you need to question yourself why you're still supporting a man that actively goes against the articles and amendments of the United States Constitution. I'm done listening to that though. Also, guys on TikTok, I have no idea why I can't pull up my backup account, so that's fun. I'm just gonna occasionally pin it over in the TikTok comments to follow. I don't know what that was, a car alarm. If you guys want to like follow my backup account over there, I would appreciate that. Moose, sorry I didn't get to read this to him, but I'm just gonna read that. He was probably I don't know what he was doing. He was probably purposely setting off his car alarm. Does the caller not realize what ICE is doing is similar to what Mustache Man did with his secret police in Germany in the 30s and the 40s? No, he probably doesn't. And from what he said, he doesn't care. I thought right-wingers didn't like postmodernism. I bet Falkhout would blush at this guy's disparage empirics. Probably. Mr. Wolf, I didn't have my chat activated correctly. But Mr. Wolf said this is all just a bunch of gibberish on both sides. I don't disagree with you. Thank you for the 199. What's your take on conservatives who aren't MAGA? Well, Tanner, see, I do inherently believe that those are two different things because let me be very clear. MAGA is not a party, right? MAGA is an ideology and or a movement, however you want to take it that way. That's perfectly fine with me. And I don't think that they are the same people. I believe that conservatives do have a different set of ideology, and enough of them were smart enough to realize that MAGA wasn't it for this country because they had this whole meeting of Republicans against Trump, right? Or Republicans for Harris, right? All of these things occurred. So you can be conservative, and I am perfectly, happy with you choosing to be conservative, okay? And if you're not MAGA, then you're not MAGA, right? I just believe that MAGA are the individuals that truly, honestly swear on God to support Donald Trump to some degree, and I think that's weird. So no, you can be conservative and you cannot be MAGA. Yeah, caller, potentially. I don't want to call out that, but he could be. Immigrants do the job no one wants, like Trump's wives. Who wants to marry that? Lol. Yeah, 2 of his wives were immigrants, in fact. Thank you, Sid, for the 5. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Get that nigger bitch off the plane!
Oh, I'm white. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah, hey, I like your hair.
Thank you. How old are you?
30.
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yep.
Yep. And all right, what has you questioned your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
Oh, wait, give me 16 seconds. I left my kitchen sink on. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. Nigger, 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 nigger.
Why are they so weird? Thank you, Pierce, for the 2. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. TikTok, I'm probably going to restart it in about 10 minutes just because I want to see if I can get that guest box working. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hi,
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 25.
25. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am. Now, I'm not gonna say I agree with everything, but I agree with a lot of things that he's doing.
Okay, cool. What has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
I guess the one thing that has me questioning is the ceasefire stuff that he has going on with Iran and the possibility that that might not be 100% true anymore, that there might not be fire with Iran anymore, that they might continue to do their back and forth war missiles and whatever they've been doing for the past couple of years.
Do you mean Iran or Israel and Gaza?
Yeah, Israel and Gaza, sorry.
Okay, got it.
And that we might bring boots down over there, which I don't think we should be doing, but
Yeah. Yeah, he's not been very clear, and he definitely was like instituting this and then walking away was definitely his attitude on it. Yeah, both sides have violated the terms of the ceasefire multiple times. And I think that's an issue. Okay. So can you tell me 3 lies that you know Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated into office this year?
3 lies. Let's see. One lie that I do know of is you were actually just talking about it not too long ago. I just tuned in like right when you were speaking about it.
Yeah.
With the whole January 6th protest, the White House, with the whole Biden FBIs that were involved and stuff like that.
Yeah. Just anyone
Yeah.
that can believe that that is true is just absolutely, I don't know. It drives me mad, right? Because just anyone that can believe that statement. I don't know if they
Yeah,
just can't tell time or what.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know why Trump said that. I don't know if maybe he panicked and tried to put the blame on Biden because it's so easy to put blame on Biden with a lot of the stuff that happened during his presidency.
Oh, agreed. Definitely
Yeah.
made himself an easy target. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, but it's clear the FBI was involved during that. So
TikTok, let's go
whether
ahead
it
and
was
clear out
Trump,
this quick,
FBI, or
the live
Biden,
goal
or
real
just
quick,
FBI in
guys.
general, they were never involved in all of that. That was just a Trump protest, unfortunately.
It was, yeah. Okay, so that's one. What else do we got?
Let's see. I'm thinking. I don't think he lied about anything about the tariffs that he's been enforcing lately.
Donald Trump says that the tariffs are paid by the foreign country. Is that true?
Tariffs are paid by foreign countries.
Yes, he says that it's the foreign governments that are paying the tariffs to the United States of America.
No, that's not entirely true. I do think foreign countries definitely have a percentage that, has what's the word I'm looking for? It like has an effect on the tariffs because tariffs is just foreign trade. That's a lot of what tariffs goes into. But I don't think foreign countries are the main 100% of what happens to tariffs, no.
So if we have a let's say a 15% tariff on Spain and we're importing, I don't know, trying to think of something that I don't know. We're importing some baseball caps. I'm just throwing out something arbitrary, okay? This is not a real scenario. And so we have a 15% tariff on all imports coming out of Spain. Who is paying that 15% tariff to the United States government?
So who would be paying the 15% of
on their, so it's the value of the items being imported, like the overall value of the items being imported. Oh, Jim says Spanish olives. Okay, I guess we import olives, so that's cool. So yeah, olives, something realistic. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I guess how it works is like, I guess if they put 15% of tariffs imported on, what do you say, olives?
Yeah.
Then I guess the company importing it is pays the tax to the government of whoever they're giving it to.
Correct. So it is not the foreign government.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a lie.
Yeah, that is a lie.
All right, cool.
Let's see,
What's another lie that you can think of?
Let me think. I'm trying to think of like a really good one that a lot of people lose their mind about. I'm thinking. Hold on. I'm sorry. I really don't know another lie that he would have told other than maybe
here's
white.
No, this one's not really a white lie. I think this one's kind of, yeah, I was getting to that one, Uncle T-Bone. This one's kind of significant. Thank you, Boogie. He said that he wouldn't, when in constructing the ballroom, no parts of the existing White House structure would be touched. It would be a standalone. And then now the entire east wing of the White House is being demolished.
Yeah. Do you think it might be because, I mean, I used to work in construction a little bit, not for long, so I'm not like I was like a green hand with my family. Anyways, when we would add on to the house, we would have to take down a wall. Now,
Oh no,
I
but
don't
he
know.
said it was, he
Yeah.
specifically said it was going to be an entirely separate structure that would not be touching the existing structure, right? So he
Yeah.
said it'll be, to quote, it'll be views of the Washington Monument. It won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm a big fan of. That is his exact quote. He explicitly stated that it would not be touching it and just be near it. So he wouldn't, with that logic, there is, oh, thank you, Red. There is no reason for him to tear down or touch the existing structure, which he promised he wouldn't do in that statement as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an unfortunate thing that he is telling a lie like that. Obviously, I mean, he should have just said that he would be taking down the West Wing, and maybe it wouldn't have looked so bad of a lie coming out of his mouth if he was just honest. But
yeah.
I don't really know why it matters if he takes down the West Wing.
Oh, it's the East Wing, and it's just the fact that I don't know if people realize this, but while the president lives inside of the White House, it is considered a structure of the people. It's our house, and any renovations to it, any structural changes, do need a very specific committee's approval prior to it occurring, and that committee chairman has already came out and said that they have not seen any plans for it. And so it has not been approved by that committee. And I can't remember it. And this is coming from somebody that was actually appointed by Donald Trump and is in that position.
Oh, okay. I did not know that
Yeah.
he needs a certain amount of, I guess, approval from us, which I guess it does make sense, since we do kind of represent the White House as the people. I unfortunately think our government has been tainted for many of years. I don't think, my personal opinion, I don't think the government should be paid to represent us, but you know, that's just how life works now. But no, it's very unfortunate that he is tearing down the East Wing of the White House, especially since it's a really historical part of the White House.
Yes.
I think he's making a lot of irrational decisions at the moment, which really sucks because, you know, he's supposed to represent us, and making irrational decisions like that kind of makes us look like idiots for putting him in office. But there is things that I do like that he has been representing. I like some of his.
Just real quick, thank you, Master Fent, for becoming a member. Guys, if you want to become a member, just hit that button and become a member over on the tubes. Sorry, continue. I wanted to make my chat like refreshes after a certain amount, so I have to address it before it goes away.
Yeah, it's understandable. But I do like some of the things he's been doing. I liked his position a lot more when he first started. But I do like a lot of his border control stuff that he has been doing now. I don't 100% agree with the way that ICE has been handling a lot of it. Unfortunately, when it comes to law enforcement or anything like that, you will get people that are, I don't know, tainted, not in the goodest of minds, and they will unfortunately do more than what they should be doing, as some of the videos that are popping up online right now. But I do agree with the fact that you should have a citizenship to be here, even if it's just a temporary one for work while you get your permanent citizenship. I just wish the process was maybe a little quicker.
Oh no, so I agree with total reform on the immigration that we currently have in our system that we have, the process that it goes through. I inherently disagree with you about that they have to go towards becoming a citizen of the United States of America. They don't need to do that. There are plenty of people that have been here forever that choose not to be U.S. citizens but continue to work. They renew their visa, they renew their green card, whatever. They're permanent non-resident, and we kind of need those individuals. And I know this sounds bad, but if they don't want to become United States citizens, that's perfectly fine. They are paying into our economy and they're not getting much out of it, right? So, for example, individuals that are authorized to work, they pay into our Social Security, they pay into our Medicaid and Medicare taxes because that comes out of their check, and they don't receive any benefit afterwards, right?
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, we need some people to just not ever become citizens because it continues to fund the government.
Yeah, do you think that could cause problems, as in like we'll say someone who is not a citizen, which we don't really have much record of because they're not a citizen.
No, we have, if they're here and they have status, we have total record of them.
So we
Otherwise,
have record
Donald
of,
Trump wouldn't be able to go through all of the Visa card holder applications of 55 million individuals.
okay. Okay, so there's a clear difference between someone having a visa and someone being an actual citizen.
There is. Yep. Mm-hmm. But either way,
Okay.
like both things are trackable. You're a citizen of the United States. You are issued a social security number. You are a visa holder, or you have legal status, which there are multiple legal statuses that one individual can hold in the United States of America. And you have an ITIN number issued. Even like a lot of people don't realize this, but even undocumented immigrants, aka illegal aliens, as people like to call them, they can also obtain ITIN numbers from the IRS and be able to work that way as well.
Okay. So
And those
okay.
people would be tracked as well because we'd have some information on them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess I do agree with that. As long as they keep their visa updated and checked in every so often.
They do. Like, people also forget that people that are over here on work permits do have to go in for annual interviews with ICE and immigration, because it's just required. So it just, like, all of these things already occur. I believe that the process of immigrating into our country should be made simpler, or at least, in my opinion, at least less expensive than what it already is, because nobody should have to pay $30,000 to become a citizen of another country. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, doesn't visas like limit certain
Visas have a limit to how many can be issued each year. That is correct.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I'm not fully knowledgeable on how visas work, but don't they limit the rights and protections that the people have with visas while they're in the United States?
No. They're all guaranteed the same rights of the Constitution as citizens are.
Okay.
And they're also equally protected under the law, just as citizens are. That's actually enumerated in the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution.
They just don't have the right, I guess, the right to vote.
That's
and
correct.
Apply for certain government jobs, I guess.
That would be correct.
Okay. Oh, cool. I like this conversation with you. You're a lot with me than you are with some people.
Well, I match energy, and you're being respectful, so there's no reason for me to get sarcastic.
Yeah, it's nice. I see you on live a lot with these idiots that want to come in here and just scream nonsense.
Yeah, they love doing that.
Yeah, it's because Trump is a big, what's it called? He's a big, like, fuck it, I do whatever I want kind of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Get a lot of fuck it, I do what I want kind of energy guys that follow him just for the simple fact that that's no actual knowledge of what he's doing, just the fact that that's the energy he gives off.
Oh yeah, I heard that a lot when he first announced that he was running for president. I like Donald Trump. He just says what's on his mind. He doesn't worry about being politically correct, and that's all okay. But you know, the moment that someone else tries to do the exact same thing that he does, Gavin Newsom, everyone loses their freaking minds.
Yeah. Are you talking about like when Biden tried to pass his border control bill and then Trump did it and his passed?
Trump didn't pass a border control bill. He passed an omnibus bill.
Oh, yes. But it was for border control.
There was some of
here.
it that was in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like what you're referring to?
No, I'm talking about the literal vitriol that comes out of his mouth. And
No.
literally, we have Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, engaging in the same kind of tactics with giving out little nicknames to people, and everybody's losing their minds like, this is the worst thing in the world. How could somebody support Gavin Newsom? And he's just trying to be like Trump, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a very weird thing when it comes to looking at someone from a political view, because everything you say, everything you do, any little lie, truth, or whatever, it's always documented in some way. I mean, the same thing happened with Kamala Harris. She said a stupid little statement about people not being in active war right now. Then people lost their mind because they had no idea why she said that, and then she was boasted all over the internet because of it. It's just, you got to be very careful what you say.
What she said wasn't necessarily wrong because we weren't in any active war zones. We were in combat zones, which is actually categorized separately and differently. So it was a misunderstanding. And granted, even military members did not appreciate the way that it was phrased because the common individual doesn't understand the difference between a war zone and a combat zone. And see, we hold her to a higher standard, right? Because you're saying that she misspoke, right? And that she should have been more careful with her words. But Donald Trump is literally never careful with his words and says some of the most vitriolic things anyone can even imagine, and everybody just gives him a pat on the head, like, okay, you did good.
Yeah, it's a very weird world we live in, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I guess
it kind of falls under the idea of women have to be flawless while men can just do whatever the heck they want because we are upheld to a different standard.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't agree with some of Harris's stuff as well, but yeah, it's definitely I can see how it's viewed that way, as women have to be perfect little angel babies, and men can kind of just frolic, do whatever they want, say whatever they want, and they're like, "Oh, manpower, yeah."
Yeah. Unfortunately, that is the patriarchy, guys.
Yeah, I mean,
it does exist.
It's fortunate. I just hope with everything, Trump hopefully he doesn't lead us down a super dark path, because he is our president, and I'm not gonna sit here and say, screw Trump, because I want him to do good for our country, even though I disagree with some of the things he says, or I feel like he could be a little bit more respectful when he does say things. He is our president, and I hope that he doesn't lead us down a super dark path that we can't come back from.
Yeah, sure. So here's what I'm going to say. And I tell this to people all the time, is that you can absolutely support America. You can want what is good for America. You can support the office of the president, but that does not mean in any way, shape, or form that you still have to actively support the president, the sitting president of the United States of America, and the things that he is doing. Doesn't mean that you're wishing his presidency to fail. It just means that you have the ability to have a look in words right to it, and then have a subjective opinion on these things are wrong and I shouldn't support this.
Yeah.
And because it sounds like where you're already at, it doesn't really sound like you truly support Donald Trump. And so I just want to let you know that you don't have to support him. You can still be supporting the United States of America without ever supporting Donald Trump.
Yeah, it's difficult because I do, like I said, I do support some of the things that he's done, like the tax cuts, the
Oh, and even I can say that that's a good thing, right? I am totally able to say that, and I can say give him a thumbs up for it and say, yeah, good job. But that still doesn't mean that I support him.
yeah, I guess I can, yeah. It's just it's difficult because I'm like, well, that was his thing that he implied, so it is part of what he did. Now,
No,
I
because
don't.
it's something that he endorsed, but it's actually not something that he did, because presidents don't write legislation. They
Well,
can endorse it, but it's Congress that did it.
yeah, it's Congress. Yeah.
And the original
Yeah.
iteration of what Congress had for the tax cuts was that the tax cuts were only going to be temporary on the lower and middle class. And then after 2 years, because it was only going to be extended for the tax years 2026 and 2027 and expired after that. So just enough for the Republicans to get reelected into office. It was going to hike the taxes on the lower and middle class by more than 10% in the original iteration of the bill.
Yeah.
And that was written by
Well,
Republicans. And it was only rewritten after they were called out on it in multiple congressional hearings on CNET or C-SPAN, sorry.
yeah. Well, what?
And so
What?
that one you can thank the Democrats for.
Yeah. Well, what do you, besides the tax cuts? Is there anything else that you agree with Trump, or is it kind of like, tax cuts good, but everything else you kind of like
When
flunked
it
on?
comes to this administration, if the
Yeah.
ceasefire between Gaza and Israel manages to be upheld, I will definitely give him his flowers for that. If he's able to negotiate between Russia and Ukraine for Ukraine to get all of their land back, definitely would give him credit for that. As far as like what else in this administration, no, not really. I can't support much of what he's actively done in his administration so far for this one. But with his first administration, he made animal cruelty and animal harm a felony, and I think that was a great thing. He reinstituted the Marine Bio Life Protection Act. So he re-signed that and renewed that. And then I think Project Warp Speed, even though now he talks so negatively against it, was absolutely a good thing that was done in his first term as well.
Yeah. Do you agree with how he I don't know how to say the word. Like he stepped back from the foreign terrorist organization and like March?
Or are you talking about where he unilaterally declared our actual gangs that started in the United States of America to be foreign terrorist organization?
Yeah,
MS-13 started in the United States in California.
yeah, the groups that repeated attacks on like the commercial shipping and U.S. Service members, and have to be sent in an effective order.
You'll have to repeat that one. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I just want to make sure TikTok. All right.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
No, you're good.
I don't know if you heard me ask that a moment ago. I'm sorry.
Good. I heard you talking and then someone else talking, and it was kind of mixing together. So I was like, I'll just wait because obviously something's
Totally
happening
fair.
right now.
You're good. You're good.
No, I think it was in January. President Trump had signed an executive order directing the Secretary of State to take action against FTO. Do you agree with that? At least.
What action have they taken since that executive order was written?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with the reported attacks that was against the commercial shipping, which is why he stopped a lot of the foreign trades happening with the tariffs, which caused sorry, like my brain's doing a lot of thinking, so I have to slow it down so I can actually say it properly.
You're fine.
Secretary-
It just sounds like it's not something I'm familiar with and would have to look more up on it, to be honest.
No, you're good. It was just a lot of Secretary of Treasury to impose asset freezing for the organization. So it was a lot of terrorist groups that were happening during January when 2005. So, or not 2005, 2025.
Sorry, it's honestly not something I'm too familiar with, so I would have to look it up. Also, I would say that Donald Trump unilaterally imposing tariffs the way he is, or even having the Secretary of Treasury doing that, is a violation of the 16th Amendment. That's why it's actively in court right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The more you know.
Yeah, the more you know. That's why I like having conversations like this, because I'm not sitting here thinking I know everything.
Not a worries, like totally saying the same thing. Like that's what I was like, oh, I'm not sure. I'd have to look more up on that. But all right, well, I think this has been a productive conversation. And so I thank you for keeping everything civil and everything.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. And I hope the next caller isn't screaming in your ear.
We'll find out.
All right, you have a good one. Thank you.
You too. Bye. All right, guys, if you are over on TikTok, I'm really debating restarting it because I can't bring up the backup account. Let me you know what? I'm just going to let it go. We've been on for almost an hour on TikTok. We've been on for over an hour on the tubes and for on the Purple app. So I'm just going to keep it going. Guys, just help me out with tapping the screen. If you are new here, hit that follow button over on TikTok, over on the Purple app. If you're new, hit that follow button on TikTok. Keep tapping the screen. I appreciate that so much. TikTok, I'm going to mute you for half a second. If you are over on YouTube, guys, please hit that subscribe button. I'm going to get through all of the super chats that just came through. If you want to make sure that I read your comment out loud and address it, send a super chat, send bits if you are on Twitch. I do try to read your highlighted messages on Twitch as well. And also think about becoming a member. We've already had 1 new membership for today. I would love to at least get 4 more new members over on YouTube. So if you are able to do that, I appreciate that. If you are able to gift memberships, that's probably the easiest way to do it as well. I appreciate you guys so much for being here. Purple app is Twitch, guys. I can't say it when I'm unmuted from TikTok because TikTok is a sensitive little child and doesn't want anybody to go anywhere else. So I can't say any other app names. All right, so let me read through these chats and then I'll reopen the phone lines. Deport, and fucking deport W Trump. Okay, good for you with your pounds. Thank you for the 5 pounds. If caller does something inappropriate like the last guy, you should show the number and let us handle it from there. So master, I don't want to give out other people's phone numbers because I don't feel like individuals should be harassed. Now, I have made jokes on like, hey, you called from a work number. I can call your employer. This is all recorded, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I don't do that, right? Like, I don't actually do that. It's a joke. I don't think anyone should be harassed for trolling. They just do what they want. And that actually wouldn't fall under doxing, J-Boy, just so you're aware, because that's not what doxing is. Thank you for the jewels.
You're awesome.
Bree, thank you as well. Bree says, let's not forget what all he said about Russia and Ukraine, owing grocery prices and jobs. Also, release the files. Agreed. All of that agreed. Only his supporters pay that 230 million he is demanding. Oh, you know what? That's a good point. If he does get approved, like if the Department of Justice does somehow to approve him for the $230 million that he's claiming for emotional damage. I can't say it like the guy. If he does get $230 million, I agree. It should only come from his taxpayers' money. Let's
awesome.
get through some of these. And thank you again, Incognigress. I know I said that all wrong. I'm so sorry. Happy birthday. Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for all the jewels that came in afterwards. Thank you, Giselle, for the jewels as well. Thank you, Master, as well, for the jewels. Prophet, thank you. Here's some money. Keep up the good work. I appreciate the 10. Thank you so much. Pumbaa, trying to take you to Texas Roadhouse. Now you're getting a little bit closer to what is like required. All right, you have an understanding now. I appreciate that. Thank you for the 199. Texas Roadhouse will not take that little bit though. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 29.
29. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
No, so I actually was the one that commented earlier about conservatives that don't consider themselves to be MAGA.
Okay. And I think, like, again, so my personal opinion is that MAGA is a separate kind of movement. And while they run as a Republican, I don't really think that they've overtaken the Republican Party. And I hope it's not going to become the new normal for that party either. Because I have conservatives in my Discord server as well that didn't vote for Trump, 1000% reasonable, all et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So.
And that's actually, to be honest with you, had never stumbled across your page before, but I just kind of scrolled through and listening to some of your discourse. Typically, as a conservative, it's very difficult to have, level-headed conversations with anybody that is on the other side, right? Now, I don't even know where you fall. Like, that's how new to this I am, right? But I find myself a lot of times, so more information than maybe I need to say, but I am a white dude who does fairly well for himself in life, and I'm a young guy, so I get a lot of generalizations in that regard. Like, a lot of people just assume that I am MAGA based off my appearance, right?
Yeah.
But I disagree with a lot of things. So I know you'd asked about like some lies that Trump told, and this is something that I, full disclosure, did not vote for Trump. I did not vote at all because I didn't really like either candidate, right? But the idea of locking down the border, I really supported, but the whole Mexico is going to pay for it thing, that never came through. And then the rhetoric of, oh, well, but they did pay for it. They increased troops and they stopped caravans. That's a load of crap. The Epstein list, always talking about releasing that. That was never released, still hasn't been released. The White House remodel, which we were, never going to touch the East Wing, that was a lie. The biggest one for me, I'm pretty aware of the markets and, the different announcements and meetings and stuff. And the one thing that sticks out to me is the conversation where he's sitting next to Jerome Powell in the hard hats. And he's talking about, the deficit and this, that, and the third, and Jerome's just shaking his head. And it's like, I'm a sales guy, so I think that Trump is a fantastic salesperson. But the problem with that inherently is that I hate almost 90% of sales guys.
Fair.
So it's like, I think he's good at selling things, but I don't like that, you know, like the famous slogan of "I love the poorly educated." I think that half of that is satire and half of it is absolutely true. Is that he likes people that he can sell to.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I don't, yeah, and like I don't agree with a lot of the way that he moves. And you mentioned it earlier, is that I think that a lot of people really bought into the way he was running for his presidency, but it's emboldened him now to kind of stand, you know, behind his podium or behind his desk in the White House and just kind of say, well, like, oh, if you don't like it, what are you going to do? So it's one of those things where I certainly wasn't leaning left going into this. I'm certainly not leaning left now, but I've
Totally
become,
fine.
my approval of Donald Trump is certainly less than it was when he was running or when he got into office.
Yeah. And like, so I can agree with that. And that's why, like, so people get mad at me when I have some of these like conversations and I get a little bit of aggressive in their opinion because typically I'm matching somebody's energy. Um, and so the reason why I have these conversations, it's not for the person on the phone, right? Because typically I don't expect to change anyone's mind that I'm actively talking to on the phone, especially when they start out the way that most of these start out, a little bit heated, or they get heated
Right.
quickly. And I'm here to for the people that are listening in the chat, because those are minds that I could change or get someone like yourself to understand that calling the other party, the other side, is inherently divisive. And I think that that's a rhetoric that we need to get rid of. And I don't agree with it. Now, that's why I would say, like, you could say something like on your side of the aisle, if, especially for somebody that's MAGA or a part of the MAGA movement. Um, somewhat, I can see it. But yeah, saying like calling it one side or the other is being divisive. Doing it like both sides do this is also inherently just like dismissive of actions. So I don't do that either. And since you sort of hinted at it, I'll go ahead and say this: I don't affiliate myself with either party. I choose not to for the reason that I don't believe that I don't agree with the two-party system to start with.
I agree.
So,
Well, I completely agree with you. You talk about the divisiveness, which is kind of the origin for my original comment, and really the reason that I even wanted to call is that
yeah.
I find myself in a lot of these conversations with people. You know, my family is split to both sides, between parents, grandparents, kids, nieces, nephews, sisters, and we have a lot of these conversations, and it seems that the overwhelming majority is the quietest group of our nation, and it seems like the people that are the loudest are on both sides. And it almost makes you feel as if you have to fall into one of those categories. But when you start talking about policy, right, like I do believe in a closed border. I don't necessarily agree with the way that we've gone about enforcing it. There's a lot of things that I believe in, like an umbrella policy, but they get kidnapped and then it turns into, you know, something that it wasn't advertised as to start with. But it's very difficult to have conversations in the middle of the aisle, and I do surely lean more conservative than I do to the left or the liberal side of things. And I hate that there is such a, it's like a line drawn in the sand that if you're not all the way on one side of it, then you are the extreme of the other. So, for example, if I say that I support immigration and I believe that everybody should have the ability to come to this country for a better life, but I want to have the borders closed, then it seems like the first part of that conversation is completely overlooked, and it just becomes, oh, well, you're a MAGA extremist. And that I feel is a huge issue with really any topic that you talk about. And this has just been my experience in trying to have conversations with people that do lean more left, is that they just don't, if you're not willing to have a conversation alongside them, then they just put their fists up.
So I think to start with, and I tell people this all the time about myself anyways, is to take people out of boxes. try to
Take
have an
people out of
open
what now?
conversation. Like, take people out of the boxes that you've put them in your mind. So, like, you've boxed everybody in as a liberal, or that they are automatically going to have this view, and maybe just ask them, like, hey, what's your opinion? And just be like, well, I just don't agree. Not everything has to be like a back and forth debate in some way. You can literally just say, what's your opinion on this? And be like, okay, well, it's different from mine. And, I respect the fact that you have your own opinion. Right. Like, my channel is designed to be inherently inflammatory to a degree, mostly because other people make it that way.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but like the conversation I'm having with you right now, right? Like my sister is by far the more left leaning family member that we have, and I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is it's more of a blue city than anything.
Yeah, I recognize
And
the
I have a
area
lot
code.
of I have a lot of friends that lean, more that way. And I just moved back from Florida. I'm from Charlotte originally, but I moved down there. So most of my adult life is spent in Florida. Obviously, there's a certain political, culture there, right? But regardless, when I came home, it was a big culture shift because the conversations that are publicly had are much different than they are down there. So I have a lot of friends that do lean more left, and some of them I can have completely normal conversations with, even to the point that we get to the resolution or the conclusion of it and we don't agree and we continue about our business. But I would say if I have 10 conversations, regardless if they're my friends or they're strangers off the street, 9 out of 10 of them, if you're not on the left side of the conversation, then it's not a reasonable discourse. It's not like a calm back and forth. And that's something that I really feel like is preventing anybody from making any progress forward, because I think when you talk about the extremes of either side, my personal opinion at least, and obviously this could be biased, I recognize that, is that the people on the far right are more willing to have level-headed conversations than people that are on the far left. And then there's everybody in the middle that's trying to figure everything out.
No, I would disagree. The far
Okay,
right
that's
are
fair.
the individuals that we've uncovered the young Republican text messages. Those are the far right. Because far right, if people seem to forget this, far right is fascism, authoritarianism, dictatorship. It's not conservatism, right? Far right falls under those categories. Far right individuals are the group of the young Republicans who put it in their group text message that said, I like Schindler. Sorry, I can't say his name on TikTok because TikTok's sensitive, right? Far right are the individuals that were being blatantly racist and calling black people watermelon people, calling them monkeys.
You're awesome.
Right? Like, saying that it's within their right to rape women. Those are far right, because far right means extremism, right? Those are people, they are not logical nor are they reasonable people.
Right. So do you agree and acknowledge that it also exists on the opposite end of the spectrum?
Oh, for sure. Like, there are people that have far right, and you can say that they have communistic views, but people don't even have a general understanding what communism is. If someone is a true communist, they don't believe in a governing body. Since they would represent a party of some sort, that means there's a governing body and they're not true communists. That would be as far as you can go if you were being left, is you would endorse communism, which again is a stateless, moneyless, classless society, which has never existed throughout history as we know it, and has never been applied correctly. Because again, there wouldn't be a government. So yes, communism would be the quote far left.
Well, just as you disagreed with me a second ago, I will disagree with you to a certain extent, and I'm not going to bring in, because I hate when people bring this into, general conversations when they talk about like lived experiences and personal things like that. I'm not going to bring anything into it, but I have had experiences where, not even me being outspoken, just me having my own opinion or somebody asking me about my opinion turns into basically an attack on what I stand for, my morals. But I don't really have anything to debate with you. I was just I wanted to first off give you props. I wanted to give you props for just your very level-headed discourse. I think that this is really what our country needs. So I just want to give you some props for that. Try to contribute to something to the show and tell everybody watching that not all the people that lean a little bit right are all maggots.
No, I agree. I have someone in my Discord that did not vote for Trump, and he is conservative, but he falls like center right. So, but he considers himself a
Okay,
conservative. So.
last question for you. This is a thing that I find very interesting because when I was growing up, I certainly, at that point in time, whether I was right or not, I would have considered myself to lean more to the left. Do you feel that center line has moved in either direction over the last decade or two, making those that would have fallen in the middle move towards one side or the other without actually moving their stances on policies?
Yeah, the Democratic Party, as we currently know it, is center right compared to the rest of the world. We're not even left. So, or sorry, not we. I'm not a Democrat, but the Democratic Party isn't even left. They are center right compared to the rest of the world. So yes, the American politics as we know it has completely shifted.
Okay. Well, I completely agree with you there.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. You have a great one.
You too. Bye.
All of these calm conversations are a big fuck you to the haters that say I'm like inherently divisive or whatever. Oh no, I definitely agree, Lulu. 100%. I agree with you. 100%. In the TikTok chat, I agree with you. Because at this point, conservative or right-wing views are anti-human. Some of them are. I'm not going to say all of them, but some of them
You're
are.
Awesome.
Do you still support the continuing resolution even though it only funds the government through 11/21/25? I appreciate what you do. Are you talking about the Democratic continuing resolution that was introduced into Congress? Yes, because it does important things for the healthcare in our country that we need. Hey, I'm gonna answer this one real quick. I don't normally do this, but you're not a Democrat, then what are you? I'm non-affiliated because I choose not to be affiliated with any private party organization because I believe that I don't believe in a two-party system. All right? I truly do not. Yes, Anthony, I know I am. I'm sorry. It's just kind of who I am. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
How old am I?
That's a good way to put it, Anthony.
I am 42.
42. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Well, actually, I'm on the other side. I fell upon you last night. I was like laying in bed, going through the YouTube shorts, and somehow your live came up, and I'm like, this is really, really cool. And I figured I would just like reach out and kind of learn more. And I just listened to the last guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about the right, like left not wanting to listen and right not wanting to listen. And am I making sense?
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, dude. So I do want to try to have some like MAGA conversations because the last two were not really ones that I usually have. As far as like, I don't really know what to tell you on that. It's just a matter of just trying to figure out how we come together and get past the fact that there is one man that's seeking to divide this entire country. So, but yeah.
Well, that is cool. What I will say is I'm 42, and I grew up in a house where my dad was this amazing Reaganite, and it was crazy. I mean, it was like stupid crazy, because he served in the Navy from 75 to 81, and when he decided not to reenlist, he was hoping to get a civilian government job. And he had the hiring freeze on, and then he didn't get it. And then he had to go in the corporate world. And my dad thought that was okay, even though Reagan screwed him over. And then it finally took my dad with Trump speaking badly about veterans in the first administration to make him rethink. And then as things have occurred this time around, he's just like, because he was Cold War. He's like, I didn't get shot at by Soviets because, yeah, they used to shoot over the bows of naval ships and submarines down in between screws of ships. It's like, I didn't get shot at for this shit. But I did hear where y'all were talking about how Democrats are right of center, and the answer to that is most definitely yes. The tragedy is that the Democratic Party was very liberal up to when Jimmy Carter got elected, and because of what occurred with the 1980 election, the Democrats were scared to death not to have a repeat. And that's how we wound up with Bill Clinton. And ever since Jimmy Carter, even though he was right about everything that man warned us about has come true. And, you know, it's just sad. And what I don't know why there is no I'm right, you're wrong. Like, you're right, I'm right, you're wrong, I'm wrong. It's just so sad that we can't be civil and just have a conversation.
Yeah, no, man, I don't disagree with you. I appreciate your insights and thank your dad for his service. And yeah, I don't think the Democrats party is gonna shift more left anytime soon, especially with the way that politics look right now. But I hope you have a good night, dude.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you're doing.
Of
and
course.
I just fell upon you and wanted to say thank you. It's neat what you're doing.
Not a problem. Thanks, man. Can we get a Trump supporter to call in? I gotta be honest. I do sort of miss the back and forth. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello, hey, Ari.
Yes. Hi. How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 27. My name is Spencer from Oklahoma. He, him pronouns.
Okay, Spencer. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
So I don't support Donald Trump, but I'm willing to have a conversation with you.
I am just looking for MAGA voters right now, but I do appreciate you, and I hope you have a great day.
Can I can't even give you a small amount of appreciation for what you do on your channel.
Can you
and
make
I
it
would
super
like to,
quick?
Sure, yeah.
Go.
All right, Ari. I just wanted to, appreciate, what you're doing on your channel and having a conversation with other people. I myself am an independent voter.
Nice.
In 2016, my first election, I voted for I think Jill Stein, right, third party, and then in 20, I voted for Biden, and then this last election, I was a non-voter, and I've been much voting in city and other elections, but I've always been very involved in the political process, and a lot of that was, I guess, from my grandfather, who much raised me, and he was born in 1944 and was in rural Kansas and got to see much of the shift from the Democrat Party to the Republican Party at that time. And him himself was in much of rural Kansas, never around other, never was around Jim Crow because there were so few black people that, when he went to school, there was only one other black kid. And he was like, how could we be segregational to the one when, that was my friend. And so, that man, really
Next caller, I'm going to switch
about
calls, okay? Somebody call in.
And
Somebody call in, please.
just wanted to let
Someone
you know,
call
at
in.
least from
Oh, wait, we're
rural
getting
ass
there.
Oklahoma, there's
We're getting
some decent people sticking around, because I've had to do a lot of defending or almost damage control to even frankly, like my next door neighbors almost, you know?
Yeah, I
So-
will say this. It is impressive to hear a blue dot in a state that goes completely, entirely red every single year, every single county. But you have a good night,
My-
man. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Elmo, hope you have a great stream. So does Cookie Monster.
Yeah, I hope you have a great stream. I love Cookie.
Elmo also hates niggers and faggots.
Holy fuck! What was that? That went cute for a second, and then that just went way off the rails. Holy shit! No, that was not Oslo. Oslo would never say that, cats. I don't know if y'all heard all of that, but that was not okay. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
You're a dumb cunt.
Okay, that's not what your dad said, but hey. Well, I'm glad that apparently it was not loud enough. Why would I entertain what, McMahon? I'm literally just too nice tonight, okay? I'm in a good mood. I don't know what else to say. Can a MAGA voter please call in? Please. If you voted for Donald Trump, I actually want to talk to you, okay? Sesame Street, yeah, exactly. That is what happened. That was not on anyone's bingo card. Thank you for calling the MAGA, okay. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah,
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 28 years old.
28. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I'm sorry.
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yeah.
You are? Okay. What has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question?
What has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
What has me questioning it?
Yes.
Well, nothing has me questioning it, but I figured I would call in and pick your brain for a minute, figure out what you have to say.
Can you tell me 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated into office in January?
3 lies he has told?
Yeah.
I cannot.
You can't think of any lies? Would you like me to give you some?
Okay. With sources, sure.
Oh,
And
with
consider the sources carefully.
Oh, okay.
Because
Consider the sources carefully. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Awesome.
Here's
Donald Trump says that he ended
Wait,
7
hey,
wars.
I'm
Did he
going-
end 7
hold on.
wars?
Hold on. Let me make a point. If you have these sources that lie to you, how do you know?
Oh, sorry. I'm talking about lies that came out of Donald Trump's mouth or on his Truth Social. Oh. The fuck, bro? I'm so confused. He's a runner, he's a track star. I don't know what he did. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 23.
Awesome. You kind of sound like you're trying to not to laugh at yourself and doing something. So if you're trying to troll, can you just do it?
I was watching the stream. I was hoping you'd finally answer my call. I've been trying for a
Oh,
good
okay.
little minute now.
Cool. So it's a good kind of like happy laughter-ish sound in your voice. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. No problem. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I would like to say yes and also no.
Okay. Did you vote for him?
I mean, I did, but if I were given a chance now that I knew what the outcome were, I probably wouldn't have. if I'm being honest. I probably would not have voted at all.
Oh, okay. Oh, my thing just got super dark for a second. Hold
The-
on.
You're all good.
There it goes. Okay. Well, dude, I appreciate you. Sorry, it doesn't sound like there's much to really talk about, and I've had
There is something I want to talk about.
666 viewers in the tube chat. I'm gonna say Hellsayan just for giggles. Can we get some Hellsayans? Also, somebody send 666. That's just be funny. Anyway, go ahead. What's up?
I do have a question. I believe the main reason why I am starting to not really support Trump is it's just the Zionist influence, like the support to Israel, and not putting, like he made a lot of promises saying like he'll put America first, the American people first, and he's not really lived up to those promises.
Yep, that's true. It's right now MAGA is make Argentina great again, right? Or sorry, at least MAGA to me truly means make America gay again. Have a good one, man. All right. Can somebody that still supports Donald Trump please call in? Sorry, guys. Good one, Jim. Thank you. I'm trying. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hey, how's it going?
Going well. How old are you?
28.
28. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am.
Awesome. And what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
Well, I just don't think he's going after the administrative state hard enough.
Oh, okay. Real quick, I just want to read this comment out or address it. Yeah, BMC, it's crazy to think that I've made it to the point enough on the tubes that this many people are watching and are just, also not in support of Trump. Be kind of crazy. Okay, so cool. Not going after the administrative body hard enough. Cool. Give me 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated into office in January.
I don't have that ready for you.
Can't think of any. You can't even think of one.
Maybe that he was going to go after the administrative state, but hasn't gone.
No, that would be a
after
campaign
enough.
promise, not anything that he promised since he was in office.
Oh, so you said January, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, I don't have anything for you at the moment.
Okay. Donald Trump says that he's ended 7 wars in 7 months, right? Well, it's expanded now, but it's still just a silly statement. Anyway, so what are those 7 wars and did he in fact end them?
Well, it kind of depends how you define war and how you define ending, right?
Donald Trump is using war as an open-ended word and not really encompassing it. So,
Well, if it's an open-ended word, it can mean kind of whatever you want it to mean, right?
okay. So do you know any of the 7 wars that he claims to have ended?
Well, I'm presuming one of them would be Israel and Gaza.
No, that's 8. That would be number 8. I'm talking about a 7 wars in 7 months claim that he made in June, July, August, September.
Maybe wasn't there something going on in Rwanda?
That is one. And are you aware that
I'm not sure I'd be able-
153 people were still killed in the Congo as a result of the Rwandan-backed M23 militia group?
Okay, and what does that have to do with Trump?
Oh,
Are
the
you lying
ceasefire,
those-
the peace deal was not upheld in any way, shape, or form. People are still actively being killed in the Congo. It's still going on, so it has not ended.
Do you think that there's a possibility that more people would have died before? See, that's kind of getting to the point of.
No, sorry. He said I ended. Ended is very finite, right? Like ended means it's over, it's finished. Yet people are still dying, so in fact the war is not ended.
Well, again, it depends how you define war.
Well, in this case, it's people dying as a result of two competing bodies. Does that help for you in this way?
Well, I mean, that's your definition. That may not
Dude,
be the
what is that
definition that Trump's
noise?
using. I'm not sure.
I am not dealing with that noise. Somebody with no weird background noise, please call in. That also is still actively supporting Trump. Thank you, Danny, for the jewels. Is that how we said it wrong? Abibaban in Albania. That was funny. Couldn't even say that. I don't know what he was doing, but it was a very annoying sound in my ear. Headphone users, this is your warning, okay? Take out your earbuds or turn down the volume now, guys. Ah! Trolls get trolled back.
It was a very annoying.
Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Okay. Warning again. Warning, 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 warning. Ah! Guys, I'm trolling the trollers, okay? I think that's appropriate. The people that were calling in and doing slurs, I'm gonna... Warning again, because they won't stop, and then I'm gonna block it, okay? Ah! Get a life!
No.
Blocked. Hopefully this isn't them. Let's find out. Oh, they hung up. They stopped. That's kind of a funny one. Somebody said that the last caller was in Chernobyl. Hey, Stala. All right. Can a non-child slur person call in? That would be great. It's not, Chris. I've been doing this for over a year now. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello?
Hi, how old are you? Hello? Knock, knock. Hello, it's the podcaster in your phone. Okay, bye. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
40.
40. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I did vote for him.
Are you still supporting him?
As of right now, yeah, I am.
You are? Okay. And what has you question your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
I'm not necessarily questioning me supporting them. I actually kind of do support him.
Oh, okay.
A few things make sense.
All right. Okay. And so can you tell me, I'm going to see if you can do this for me. Can you tell me 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated into office?
3 lies, it depends. Like the last guy said, no, not trying to be confrontational. What are the sources? Is it something else said
Donald Trump himself. So let's try this again, okay?
No,
we'll go with the same lie.
Back?
We'll go with the
Okay.
same lie that I brought up to the last guy. Okay.
All right.
Donald Trump
Go ahead,
in
shoot.
June, July, August, and September claimed that he ended 7 wars in 7 months. Do you happen to know what those wars are? And then can you explain how he ended them? And if they're actively ended?
Now it depends, like which
Oh, it
wars in particular.
depends. Yeah,
Now,
no, I see.
not it.
I
No,
oh,
because
it's okay.
that
I know
we
the list. I know the
let's go
list. I
correct.
know the list, okay? I know what
Oh,
wars he's claiming because I listened to his entire United Nations speech. And I didn't even have to listen to all of it because he got through it in the first 10 minutes. He listed out which wars he claims to have ended. So I actually know exactly which
well, okay.
wars
Well,
he claims to have
let's go this
ended, and
route.
I've researched into
Let's
them.
go this route. Let's go this route.
No, I'd rather
Are
just
you
stick with
fixate?
this.
I beg your pardon?
I'd rather just stick with this and going over the list of wars.
No, I mean, is it necessary about the wars or the overall picture? Let's go that route. The overall picture. Like, what is
The
the
overall
purpose of
picture is
actually?
that lying is
Oh
bad and we
man.
shouldn't allow, like, we shouldn't just let our politicians get away with actively lying. If you don't want to talk about the wars, I would happily
cast the
talk to you
stones
about
if you are
who's
without a lie.
who
Like, what politician? What politician
in
has
that's
not
called a
said?
deflection.
No. What politician?
That's
Like,
called a
let's be.
deflection. What you're doing
No.
right now is called deflection.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
What you
politician
are
themselves?
doing right now
What?
is called a
Okay.
deflection, meaning that you are
Okay.
giving him a pass because, well, everyone else does it.
I'm not giving no
You
pass.
are.
There's no pass
You're like,
figure
well, name me a
whatsoever.
politician that hasn't
Absolutely,
told a lie. Well, I'll give you a hint.
absolutely
None of
not.
them has, and it still doesn't
That
excuse the fact that Donald Trump told
absolutely,
30,000 lies within his first term alone in office and has already told so many freaking lies in his current term in office that it's
and
so
accurate. I'm
amazing
sure
that
it's
every
mostly what was
individuals
sourced
such as
incorrectly.
yourself still
I'm sure like
support
it was
Donald
sourced
Trump
incorrectly, like the good
and
people,
still believe
right?
all of his
Correct?
lies. So let's
Oh
try this
man.
one really quickly,
Oh
okay?
man.
Whose
Here we
fault is
go.
the government
Here we
shutdown
go.
right now?
Oh, that's easy.
Tell me.
That's easy.
Tell me.
So in other words, we need to fund people for their medical issues that's not even currently from here, correct? That
No,
that is the
I'm.
way.
Oh, wait.
That
You're
is the way.
okay.
That is the way.
Perfect.
So
You actually are. Oh, wait. No, 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 no. I so fucking love this. Thank you so much. I love providing education. No, 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 buddy. This is cool. I love this. I'm so actually glad that you brought up this point. I love providing education to individuals such as yourself. So what you're doing is you're talking about the Democratic Party's introduced continuing resolution. That was the counterpoint to the Republicans' continuing resolution, right? And so let's be very clear. So have you actually read that bill by chance? Have you read the bill? Do you know what the bill number is? Have you read the bill? What's the bill number? What's the bill number? What is the bill number? What is the bill number? What is the congressional bill number?
You have to at least allow somebody.
What is the congressional bill number? You said you read it. What is the congressional bill number? Okay, bye, Pookie. Oh, darn. I really wanted to go into this. Okay. Okay, let me be clear. All right. Let me be very clear. Okay. I'll give you both bill numbers. All right. The House version of the bill is HR 5450. Okay. That's the House version of the bill. The Senate version of the bill is S for Senate, right? 2882. And there is nowhere within that bill that says illegal immigrant health care is being funded. Now, if you go on with what Mike Johnson is telling individuals, and this is what they're saying is funding healthcare for illegal immigrants. It's page 57, section 2141. All right. And then if you look that up, it points you to the public law that HR 1 became. All right. Oh, actually, Gambit, that I'd have to talk to you about that. Hold on. All right. So, okay. It refers you back to HR 1 with the public law, and this is specifically referring back to the EMTALA cuts. Now, for people that don't realize, EMTALA was a law that was passed by Ronald Reagan, because what we were seeing is that when emergency rooms were asking people for their name, address, proof of insurance, if people did not have health insurance. They were being expected in cases of emergency, right? And I mean like emergency. You're having a heart attack, you were shot, you were in a car accident, whatever, right? Cases of actual emergencies that either they were being denied coverage because they couldn't pay up front, or people were being put into cars and carted off to other hospitals and other emergency rooms and dumped there, hoping that they would get paid. Okay? Right? That's what they were doing. All right? Also, guys, TikTok, hit that follow button up at the top. And so, right, EMTALA was enacted because we were realizing that this was becoming a huge problem. And it wasn't a thing. Okay? So we wanted to end this problem. So EMTALA was enacted. Now, there is a portion of EMTALA where publicly funded hospitals that offer emergency room services to individuals, okay, regardless of their status, they all get refunded a percentage to them for all uninsured individuals that go into their emergency room and aren't able to pay, or they have no insurance to claim. Okay? That's what EMTALA does. It guarantees that they get reimbursed from what we know as Medicaid and Medicare, that bank account that we all pay into, and it gets reimbursed to them, right? Now, there is a percentage that goes for illegal immigrants. There is, okay? There is no denying that, but it's specific only to emergency medical services. And what a lot of individuals do not realize, and I'm not making this like, it's just a lot of people do not realize that emergency medical services, all they are required to do when you go to a hospital, especially when you do not have insurance, is they are only required to stabilize you to the point that you can walk out the door. That's it. They stabilize you to the point where you can walk out the door. That's it. It's not true healthcare insurance, because if it was, you would be able to get preventative care, which prevents you from even getting the disease or anything else that would put you to the point of an emergency room to start with. Okay? All right. So, that's where they're saying that it's funding illegal immigrant health care when that's not true. It's funding hospitals. It is funding hospitals. That's what it's doing. It's making sure that hospitals still get paid, because otherwise hospitals will literally shut down throughout this entire country for losing access to Medicaid and Medicare funding. That's what it is. And what you are also asking them to do, hospitals to potentially do, is to let people die on the streets, or for them to put people in cars and cart them off to other hospitals, thinking that that hospital has enough in their budget to cover an unpaid medical expense. That is what you are asking emergency medical providers to do in hospitals across this country when they ask people now for their documentation status along with their proof of insurance. So, that is what you're asking people to do. That is what you are asking our hospitals to do, is you are asking to just let people die and ignore care. And we already know that rural hospitals across this country have already announced that with just the passing of H.R. 1, they will not be able to stay open. $334, thank you. You should get a 1-900 number and charge people per call. You would be a millionaire overnight. I doubt it. I doubt it. That'd be funny. I thought Gambit would be cooler than this. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Oh, the 1930s Germany comment? Yeah, I agree. MAGA's favorite tactic is, I think you mean Gish Gallop? Yeah, so I did see a comment and I can't point it out because I think it's already gone past. So somebody pointed out in the chat that he is the one that chose the topic. And then when I asked him or pressed him on it, he ran away because he couldn't answer, right? He claimed to know the bill. Okay. Yet couldn't give me the number or take the time to look it up. The reason why I remember it is because that's part of my neurospicy where I have a crazy memory when it comes to numbers, which is why I know when it's a spammer calling me back. And that's why I know to warn you guys to take out your headphones when I'm going to troll the trollers. All right? Just wanted to let you know about that. That's why I just have a very crazy memory when it comes to numbers. And I do want to point this out because somebody also did say this as well, is that people forget, right, that tourists are also covered under EMTALA, right? These are people that could probably pay for their medical insurance. They're just coming over here to visit, right? But they don't have health insurance that covers accidents within the United States of America. And they might not be able to cover it, but tourism is a legal way to come into this country for a short time and leave, right? So what you're also saying is that we want tourists to die in this country. I'm just going to point that out to you, right? Because undocumented covers more than just that, because that just means they're not here on a legal process to become a citizen of the United States. And they're not a legal non-citizen, like they're just here visiting. Thank you, Stacy, so much for becoming a member. Is there any chance that we can get 3 more members on YouTube before I end in the next couple of minutes? Thank you so much, though, for becoming a member. I super appreciate it, guys. All right. You're also now asking us to let tourists, where our tourism is down already, to die from other countries. Got it. That's funny, hamster. It's just a point. What happened, Moose? Bye, Chris. Have a good night. I used to plan to visit the USA. I lost interest listening to you if that's all your country has to offer. Listen, Biz, I would actually recommend that other countries, like people from other countries, do not come to the United States right now. It's not friendly to visitors at the moment. We're not a very friendly country to visitors right now. It's just not a thing. So if you're in another country and you're trying to make a visit to the United States and you look like anyone other than me, then don't. Honest to goodness. If you look like me, you'll probably be fine. They're just going to assume that you're American. So, tourism is down. It's a known fact that tourism is way down in the United States. And here, I will give you guys another controversial take, right? According to the World Health Organization, healthcare is a human right. Because healthcare goes directly to our ability to live. So while I know that certain individuals do not agree with it, I'm just going to point that out there, that according to the WHO, healthcare is a human right. And I feel like that should not even be a disagreeable fact. Because why shouldn't we want people to live? That's why access to healthcare is considered a human right, because it's your ability and your access to live. Just saying. TikTok, I'm going to mute you for a second. I'll be right back. Twitch, thank you guys so much for being here. Let's see. I don't have anyone. Do I have someone to send a raid? No, I don't have anyone. I don't know who to send a raid to over on Twitch, so I guess we're not doing it tonight. But I hope you guys have a fun night from Twitch. If you're new here and you like what I'm doing, hit that follow button. Even if you don't like what I'm doing, hit follow. I don't care. I get hate follows all the time. And be sure to hit that bell icon so you know exactly when I go live. Actually, they probably won't. There was a story of an Australian lady who was detained despite her husband being... Okay, never mind. I guess I was wrong. Thank you, Eddie. I'm going to leave that up here so I can read it to the TikTok chat in a moment. If you are new over on the YouTube side, hit that follow button. Hit that bell icon so you know exactly when I go live. I will be back on live tomorrow. I'm going to be a little bit late tomorrow. It's going to be 7:30 Eastern time, a little bit past my normal time. Thank you, Inner Peace, for becoming a member. I appreciate you so much. I do, guys. Thank you so much. So 7:30 Eastern time tomorrow night. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday. Oh yeah, somebody made a comment about I hope your dog doesn't have a shock collar. Summer. Does this look like a shock collar? Does this look